All right, so International Literacy Day takes place on the 8th of September every year to raise awareness and concerns for literacy problems that exist within our own local communities as well as globally. Everybody that knows this is one important tool that you must have in your life. And on this day, I would really want to say a big thank you again to someone that took out his time, you know, to teach me to be who I am today, you know, to be able to sit in front of a camera and talk, you know, with the right pronunciations and all of that. So RDJ, God bless you. May your soul continue to rest in peace, because, I mean, literacy, for you to be able to express yourself, you know, it takes a lot. You must go through that training. I remember talking to my older sister last night. And she was saying to me that, you know, amongst all of us, all three of us, you are one person that you've taken your time, you know, to really train and, you know, retrain, retool yourself when it comes to conversations, public speaking, and all of that. You know, so I mean, I'm grateful. I mean, someone saw me, a diamond in the rough, and decided to say, I think there's a lot of potential in this person. Could see the
diamond.
Yeah, he saw the diamond in the rough, and he saw the potential, and he says, you know what, I'm going to take you on as a project, absolutely free of charge. So God bless you.
God bless RDJ. Yes. Every time you mention him, you know, we're all his kids. Yes. We all have to give him another sort of like a 5 seconds of silence, because he did a splendid job.
Very splendid.
Jolly well done.
Jolly well done.
RDJ and the Queen story.
Oh my goodness.
Every God is like,
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
Well, hey, God continue to rest his soul. The Queen has gone to be with you, RDJ. So, you know.
I hope they have a cup of tea.
They will have a cup of tea.
I hope so. All right, so let me quickly, maybe if your story is ready, then I'll take mine.
Yes, I thought this was going to be the bombshell for today, but Ooni, I'm sorry, the Queen has taken over the airwaves. So we're just going to have it a quick mention. 24 hours after marrying a new wife, Ooni of Ife reportedly concludes plans to take another one. The Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeyi Enitongunwusi, has reportedly concluded plans to take another bride as a second wife barely 24 hours after he married Mariam Anako. The monarch and Mariam, an oil and gas executive, concluded their marital rights on Tuesday, September 6th at his palace in Ile-Ife, Osun State. Leadership reports that a team of chiefs from the palace on Wednesday, September 7th, visited the family of another bride-to-be, Dr. Elizabeth Okpeoluwa Akimuda, in Magodo area of Lagos. According to the report, sources close to the palace disclosed that Ms. Akimuda is a Scotland-based, again we go back to Great Britain, Scotland-based electronic data processor and a native of Ondo City in Ondo State. It will be recalled that before now, the monarch had at different times parted ways with two wives, Olori Zainab and Olori Naomi, respectively. We were going to actually dissect this story because I don't know. Can we mention? I'm a Yoruba girl, so I think I speak for a few of my people. I don't understand how it says that a king, God forgive me, that a king has just not been able to maintain an Olori. You could have as many wives as you want, but the fact that they're leaving,
it's questionable.
May our heads not shift a crown that our forefathers have kept in place for decades and centuries. Amen. Let's talk about the Queen of Kings.
I think we have Uti first of all. Let's quickly bring her on. Hi, Uti.
Hello, Uti.
Uti, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear. Oh, hi. We love the hair.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Before colonialism.
So meeting did not allow you to make it to the studio today. So it's okay. Well, I hope your day went well.
That was great.
All right, so tell us quickly, what did you find for us in the news? Then I'll come to know.
Okay, so my headline is just more of an update. Well, I don't know if it's an update, but I found it hilarious. FG to penalize airlines selling tickets in dollars. So we all know the backstory of the airlines not being able to repatriate their funds because the dollar is just not available. And we had airlines like Emirates who had threatened or planned, I shouldn't say threatened, who had planned to cease flights on September 1st until the government then released about 200 plus, almost $300 million dollars to them. Well, so this was the Minister of Aviation was addressing journalists and said that the federal government would penalize any airlines who are buying their tickets in dollars, in FX. Of course, we know that there's a shortage. So if you have the FX and they can get their money from you, that's what they're trying to do. But the government is now shining a spotlight on them. Now, whilst I agree that two wrongs don't make a right, I kind of felt like, but this is a critical area of your nation that you need to keep going. It's a critical industry that you need to keep going. And if they're finding a solution to work with the downsides of your current reality, perhaps there should be some leeway. But when I read it, it was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? So I thought it was worthy of mention that people are finding a way because there's a will, and then the government is still finding a way to try and quash that will. So there you have it.
Absolutely. All right, so quickly, let me take my story and I'll come to Norma for the story. Her story, rather. Ibadan hostel under construction collapses and 7 feared dead. Now, this says a 5-story building under construction had reportedly collapsed in Ibadan. The correspondent for The Punch gathered that the building, which was said to be a hostel, caved in the early hours of today at Awoshika area in Ibadan. Ibadan North, right? Sorry, hotel, not hostel, sorry. Ibadan North government area. It says 7 people were injured and some people also were said to have been rescued from the rubble, but it's not clear and ascertained as to the number of lost in that incident. So I just wanted to quickly tie this up to what Jandor, the PDP presidential, gubernatorial candidate, gubernatorial candidate for, what's it called, for Lagos State. The PDP gubernatorial candidate was calling for the resignation of Governor Babajide Sanwoolu, saying that, he says, he has called for resignation of the Lagos State Governor Babajide over the spate of building collapses in the state since 2019. This followed the collapse of 7-story building at Ooni, Victoria Island on Sunday, which led to the death of no fewer than 6 persons. Adediran, in a statement by his aide, Benga Ogunleye, on Wednesday, added that Lagos State Governor has made many unfulfilled promises to prevent these disasters and the attendant avoidable death. Now, the reason I'm actually taking this story, so I just wanted to speak to Jandor that this is not you just calling only Lagos State Governor, because there's a collapsed building in Ibadan. I think one also happened in Abuja. There was one in Kano as well. So collapsed building is deeper than just calling a resignation of any person.
Especially
I think
with
now,
vested interests.
yes, I think now, yes, there are cases where negligence and oversight functions were not done properly and all of that. But you see, where I think we should start to treat this collapse bill, because it is one too many. What's the credibility of the raw materials that are being used?
We mentioned the
other
understand?
Yes,
we were talking
about so we need to start questioning the quality of
held accountable.
the quality of the cement, because again,
the Ministry of Environment.
I remember speaking to a lady that does this, you know, those peanuts that they wrap in what's it called?
Sugar.
In sugar,
or
that's wrapped in powder in flour. So there's a very popular one
that tastes like cookies, but
that is yellow. You know, she has a company similar to that. She was telling me that what they've done, because they want to maintain 15 naira, they keep on reducing quantity. So it's the same thing that you would also question the quality of building materials that we're having today because of all of this price inflation. So it is also possible that the quality of the raw material is being downgraded so that you can maintain a price.
We examined it last week.
Yes.
We said it that they tried to cut corners by
the qualities have drastically reduced.
We have to deal with that. So I like that he's trying to sound politically correct, you know, and all of that, because he's running for the same office that the governor is. But hey, it is beyond calling a resignation of any human being. This one now, we have to really treat it from Standard Organization of Nigeria. Go to everybody that.
I mean, when Gala is missing meat, there's a problem. Am I lying?
That cracked me up. Your story.
Okay, I'll go back to where we started today's show, and that's about Queen Elizabeth II having passed on. She has indeed lived. Absolutely. And her time has come to an end, unfortunately, today, after reigning for 70 years, and she lived up to 96 years. It's just interesting how everyone is putting out accolades and putting out different things about her life and the way she had impacted her world in her time. A lot of the people that she started off with are gone, and she held the fort till this time. And the news also has it that King, well, her son, Prince Charles, is now going to be the next to replace her as the King Charles III. Yes.
Oh my God. We never thought we'd see that day happen.
He's going to take over. I mean, it's interesting. The times are really changed.
We live in interesting times.
But she really did live a very wonderful life. She came to the throne in 1952. And she has experienced a lot of social change in her lifetime. Right. Yes, yes. She's held forth 14 Commonwealth realms. Wow. That was, I mean, her reign was quite interesting. Absolutely. But until her death, she had to move from Buckingham Palace to the Balmoral in Scotland, and that was where she passed on. Wow. A lot of her family was seen to be coming in the course of the day and throughout the week, just to be able to be with her until she passed.
You know, I didn't even realize it. Then dawned on me that her husband had passed.
Oh yeah, yes. You said you forgot that.
I completely, he had gone.
I think after he had gone, it just
because
when you're connected as a couple, it's difficult.
You should watch that story that I told you, the biography. That I told you that you should watch their relationship before she became queen. See how close they are. I mean, when you talk about a supportive husband.
Yes, he was.
Prince Philip was.
And true.
A supportive husband.
And true. But let me come to Uti. Uti, you are a British.
A Briton.
Whichever. So how do you feel today?
That's our mommy's gone.
I was just saying to someone a few hours ago how most people say we don't care about the monarchy, we don't even think the monarchy should exist anymore. But it's an institution. She's an institution.
Yes, indeed.
It actually, I felt a little bit emotional when I found out because the world is changing. Like, there's always been a Queen of England. And all of a sudden, we're talking King
of England.
There's been all these plans that have been put in place. I mean, they're not like Nigeria. We plan these things. So the whole thing is planned. But, you start to think about it. The children are going to grow up. We grew up in a world where England had a queen. You go to London, you go to see the queen.
God save the queen.
Everything. Pussycat in boots.
So, God Save the King was something you heard in movies. Now we're going to shift to God Save the King. And I was just sitting and I was contemplating all the things that would change, all the
souvenirs,
change, all the coins. The national anthem is going to have to change to God Save the King. Like, it's just a monumental. I mean, I was in the UK when Diana passed, and I know what London was like. Like, literally, London for the next 10 days, because she's going to be buried in 10 days. London for the next 10 days is going to be a complete gridlock. Let me just put it that way, because there's going to be lying in state at the parliament. It's just going to be complete type of activity. But she lived an amazing life. Absolutely. I love the way someone put it, to say that she's the closest thing. If you believe in God, and we talk about the divinity of God, right? She's the closest human representation to the splendor of royalty. And we have plenty royals in the world. We have many countries but the British monarchy is that's when you think of queen, that's who you think of, right? So it just is. It's sad that it has come to an end, and I believe that the monarchy will. So people believe the monarchy will die out. I don't believe that it will. I think that the institution itself is intertwined with the fabric of the UK. So even if people say, "Oh, we don't believe in the monarchy," it will be there. And I mean, Charles gets to be king. But I think now, you don't pray for someone to die, but I think the resurgence will probably come when William becomes king.
Yeah.
And we're going to see
as in, like, everybody's like this waiting for Williams to become king.
William is what we're looking forward to.
But I mean, my heart is with everyone in the UK. Yes, all my British people. We love you. But hey,
let us analyze the matter.
It was time, and I think she lived a good life. Yeah, she lived a good life.
15 prime ministers.
Now let us talk about the things that are going to change.
It is not that time.
May change.
We have to go.
Stamps may change.
Everything.
Oh, we're still on what's in the news.
No, we are gone.
I was trying to remember where we are. Let's go.
Alright, so let's take a break. When we come back from the break, we want to discuss our African parents and their reactions to new professions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.